returned after a short intermission.
Short intervention.
Yep, short intervention. That's exactly what I meant.
We had to have an intervention with Gabe. He was causing too many problems.
So many problems. So we are playing Walking Dead Season 3. We're on Episode 5. We have played through this before. We have not played through Season 4. We are going through the whole thing, and at the end we talk about the different choices and their consequences, the different options. We talk about characters that have died and how we felt about them, and whenever there's prompts that have, like, weird results, if that makes sense. Whenever the prompts aren't, like, entirely accurate as to what the character actually says, then Delta usually chimes in. Did I miss anything?
Everything will be archived on the live stream page, which is down below if you're watching on this page. And Season 3 I'll probably work on tonight, but everything thus far, all of Season 1 and the DLC, Season 2, the Michonne miniseries, all of that stuff is there.
Mm-hmm. Alright, let's go.
And in this particular case with Episode 5, we'll be talking about all the characters because outside of Clementine, none of them return for Season 4.
On The Walking Dead.
So regardless of whether they live or die, like, we'll go over Javier, we'll go over, like... Well, we already went over Eleanor, but that's because Eleanor doesn't really show up in Episode 5.
I want to give it a chance.
No.
Also, Kate's mad at us.
And
Kate,
I know
stop.
the fact that David
We already
is
told
back
you
in
no
our
so many
lives now
times, and
makes
then we told
this
you no.
whole thing
And
a
here
little
again,
more
Episode 5, asking.
complicated. But do you feel the same way?
No.
Absolutely not.
I'm sorry, Kate.
Oh, God.
Why are you
I just
shocked?
can't see it between us.
I will say what makes that part even worse, too, is, like, let's say you do say yes, and you get to the end and Kate survives. Bear in mind that it's entirely possible to have Kate be alive, and not only David, but also Gabe die, because I think that's what happened in the last playthrough. She asks you, like, the day after they die, like, hey, do you want to have kids, is basically what she asks. And it's like, could we take a little time to grieve, woman?
I thought I saved Gabe last playthrough.
Maybe. But, like, it is possible for Gabe and David both to die.
One.
Trip has to live.
And it's just like, my God, Kate, could we be, like,
I
a
said
little more
Trip should live.
respectful? I know Gabe's not a great character, but, like, it's okay to grieve him
How
for a little
about you
while.
take David and the rest of your people and just get the hell out?
Go to hell, Joan.
That's fair.
It's Kate. She's
Also,
coming for us.
congrats. Y'all tear gassed yourselves.
Yep. Wow, that could have been really bad. It's a good thing that thing... Oops.
Kate!
I feel like that had more of a, like, an echo / sounded better than it did in the actual scene.
Alright, probably going right into the action here.
Yeah, almost assuredly.
I'm ready.
Kill some zombies, kill some humans trying to shoot you. All your favorites.
Mm-hmm. Especially the humans trying to kill you. The story is tailored by how you play.
Yeah, at least zombies can't use guns, unless you're playing Resident Evil 6, in which case they can use guns.
Oh, God.
Mm-hmm. Not very effectively, mind
While we're
you,
still
but
breathing,
they can
Javi.
still hit you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm letting the bones speak to me.
Oh, I love this
my
scene. I
God.
forgot how good this scene was.
I think I can hear them. They're saying, "You're gonna lose, come mierda, so play already."
I must have inherited patience from Ma.
I really wish we had gotten to see
come
more
on,
of
man.
his dad.
Calm down, David. No one is ever in a rush to lose. If he plays his last bomb,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He had a
You're
2-1,
right.
so it literally did not matter what you picked, which is fine. And like that's one of those times where I feel like it's okay
What
that
exactly
it's illusion of
you good at
choice
again,
because like
Javi?
it
At
doesn't
least I can
affect
actually
the
play
grand scheme
baseball.
of the story anyway. It has no
Slugger.
way to.
that's enough, both of you. It's not Javi's fault. He's a disgrace to the game of domino.
I won. That's $10 you owe me. Both of you.
Man, I have
know
not
you're
played
broke,
dominoes in
Javi.
a hot minute.
You should sit out the next game, since we all know I'm gonna win.
Or maybe you
No
can
shame
be
in surrender.
not
Oh, don't break your
lame
hand
ass
patting yourself on the back.
and just play for
I'll
free.
beat you next time.
Should you even be betting on these games? Isn't that what got you in trouble to begin with? do we need to have
I
an
love the
intervention?
eye roll.
I know, it's so good. Because
Keep
even
on
if you
talking,
congratulate him, like,
See
genuinely
what
and say
happens.
good game,
Hey,
he still
this
gives
is
you shit.
Domino.
So it's just like, okay,
Winning
well, if you're
means
gonna
you
be
get
that
to
way.
be a little bit of a pendejo.
I don't,
Pay up,
I
little
don't
brother.
think that's what I mean.
If you can.
I'll cover for Javier.
Oh, is it your turn to do that now? I lost track. Poor, helpless Javi.
Get my wallet, mijo.
Keep an eye on him. You don't want him snatching an extra 20 for gas money.
It's on the counter.
Asshole.
Yeah. Sure, Pa.
If only they knew how much gas was going to cost in the future.
Right.
Though
Gas
it is
was actually
under
under 4.
I know.
I'm so
Man,
excited.
people that don't live, like,
What's
people
this?
that live in, like, California are going to be angry hearing that, like, under 4.
Hey,
You
right?
kidding
Man,
me?
I was reading that.
Yeah.
What? What's up?
What the fuck is this?
Y'all are snooping.
None
Yeah, I
of
was
your
about to say,
business.
like, don't you know it's rude to
He
go
has
through
cancer.
people's things?
What? Pa? Really?
I'm old. Old people get cancer.
I love that line. I'm old.
didn't
Old
need to
people
know.
get cancer.
That's not for you to
Well, you're not
decide.
wrong, but...
Jesus, Pa. I'm so sorry.
Be sorry for your domino skills.
I feel like
Bad.
if I make it to that guy's age, he's
It's
basically
okay,
me in like
Ask me.
60 years.
How bad is it?
50 years of just
You won't
being
have to
like,
worry about
even
paying
whenever
back
somebody
that
finds
$10.
out I have a terminal disease,
Jesus
I'm still
fucking
just
Christ,
gonna
Pa.
like dunk on them for losing
Settle,
a game
David.
against me or something.
Now,
You haven't told Mama.
and neither will either of you.
Oh.
You hear me?
I mean,
I'll
that's
show.
kind of his call.
That's not okay,
to
Pa.
tell.
You have to tell
It's his
her.
thing to tell, but it's also your job to tell him he's being an asshole by not
When the
telling
time
him.
is right,
Yeah.
I will.
Like, I'm not
That's
gonna
not
tell
good
her,
enough.
but...
Yeah, because like that's
Put it in
something that
front.
like if you're gonna
You're
hear
gonna
it,
need
you
her
need
help
to
with
hear
this,
it
Pa.
from him,
Driving you
not
to the doctor,
through
getting
somebody else.
prescriptions.
Wait, what are your
But
options?
I'm not gonna be an
Treatment,
asshole.
stuff like that.
I'm not gonna tell him, oh,
Chemo,
you're totally fine not telling her.
radiation, all that expensive mierda.
Great. When do you start?
I turned it down.
Turned it down? You don't get to turn it down.
So much money and for what? Another month. Another game of dominoes to lose? It's not worth it.
If I was still
Again,
playing
like
ball,
I kind of get it though,
could have
especially
paid
for
for it.
like
I'll pay
typically
for it.
Hispanic families
It's not
are
happening.
very much
Save
putting
your
their
money.
family ahead
Fuck
of
the
themselves.
money, I can
so it's
afford
like
it.
why waste all
You
that
can
money
afford
when
it,
that could be
David.
going to them after
But
he
my bride
passes.
can't. Let's play another
Well,
game.
especially in America.
You are a
like,
fucking
yeah.
coward.
systems.
A selfish coward. Javi, can you believe this shit?
What the fuck, David?
I know part of that was
Apologize
the reason
now.
that like my uncle
Sit
JB, because part of it is he grew up in the Depression era, so of course he hoarded everything.
Both.
But like that was part of the reason he saved all the time is
You
because he
know,
knew that was probably going to be
I
going
pray for
to
daughters.
my dad and his brother.
Every night your mother was pregnant with both of you. Please, God, a daughter. Anything but a son.
Unfortunately.
Anything but another.
And then you got 2 of them.
Anything but
Yeah.
another hot-headed idiot with his heart in the right place. Anything but another foolhardy, handsome gambler.
Oop.
Anything at all.
Please, Papa. Don't give up. Fight. Fight for our name. For our blood.
That's so
for our
dramatic.
I
family.
know it is.
Please, fight.
He's like going
It's
into
your life,
military
Pa.
mode right there, of like
Live it
fight for your country. Basically.
however you want, or as long as you want.
You're both the same. Only thinking about yourselves.
I'm thinking about him, dude. Like,
Yeah.
shit.
It's kind of funny that like even though Javier
Don't
is
worry,
supposed to be,
Pa.
especially right now, the
He'll
more
come around.
irresponsible.
You
and, like,
should have supported
even the
him.
worst options you
What?
pick, he still takes it better than
I'm on
David
your
does.
side.
Right?
Still.
He doesn't throw a bitch fit.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be a
exactly.
name carved in stone before you know it, Javier. That'll be me. Letters on a rock that nobody wants to visit.
Except that's not
I know
gonna
you think
be
you're
because
strong
you're not
enough
gonna
to
have
handle
letters
that
on a
alone.
rock that nobody
And
gets
so
to
does
visit,
your
like,
brother. And you're both wrong.
I mean, he couldn't have predicted the zombie apocalypse.
You have to take
That's
care of
fair.
each other.
That's
You
fair.
two are all I'll leave behind. Like Gabe and Mariana will
He
be for
did kill 2
David.
people, though. His
Legacy,
zombie self.
Javier. It's
Oh,
all
yeah,
anyone
I guess
leaves
that's true.
behind.
Yeah.
I thought you meant Javier. I'm like, no, he's killed more than 2 people.
No.
Bones. Be brothers. Before it's too
That was
late.
really good symbolism right there. I didn't
That's
catch
not
that
too
the
much
first
to
time,
ask.
because that's just
One last
basically a
favor for
division
your
symbol.
old man.
That's what it is. a
If
one
he
and a one.
tries, I'll try too. That's the best I can do.
He will try, Javier. If you show him the way. I
on
still need to
me?
pay David.
Pa.
Because David threw a little baby bitch
If you
fit
had
and
just
stormed
won
off.
the game, we wouldn't have had this problem.
So you're blaming me for all this?
I'm depending on you, mijo. We both are.
I wondered why he ran away from his home and his responsibilities. Maybe it's because he keeps being given responsibilities that aren't his.
Which is funny, because, like, typically also the responsibilities are not put on the younger brother, it's usually the older one.
Screaming on the ground.
Kate!
Like, watch out for the cool guys that have sunglasses.
Why are they shooting at me and not the zombies?
They're stupid. Could have gone for the head, I guess. That was too difficult. Could the both of y'all not?
You're not even looking, like, shit. Also, that one dude is totally, like, fighting someone else for fun. Ew. It's really good animation, though.
Yeah, it was.
Also, the door was definitely shut.
Kate! Kate!
That's part of the implication that she got out, I guess.
Gabe!
Rip. Was that really, like, your best
Kate!
option?
Gabe!
Wait.
David! Over here!
Because you stomped on him with your free foot,
She's
I
not
guess.
here.
Nope.
She must have gotten out. If something's happened to her, if you've gotten her... You better hope she's alive. Shut up, for once, and help me find her.
Yeah, it's like, you
What do
do
you
realize
think I'm
that
doing?
fighting about this right now is not going to help us find her.
Right?
Kate! 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 David, wait!
That's obviously not her. You didn't even have to turn around to see that.
Besides, like, you couldn't have just hit her with the bat?
Guess not.
Don't worry. I'm sure you had that handled.
There you go.
Kate, I'm so
Also,
glad.
okay?
ignore that she's completely healed from the
Shit,
gunshot.
that was too close.
And I guess she got over you rejecting her.
Nice driving back there.
Right?
To be
If
fair,
you
she did almost
swerved a
die
little
again,
more,
so.
you would have actually hit me.
Good thing I wasn't aiming for you then.
Overkill. What? No.
There's no kill like overkill.
No.
Are you trying to get yourselves killed? There's Gabe and Clem!
Lead the way, Javi.
Yeah. Also, why are you yelling at me for not being with
Get
Kate
the knee,
when you
like
fucking
this.
ditched Kate? Like, what?
Yeah.
That is your son.
Nice.
I got a great teacher.
You guys alright?
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Look at them. There's so many.
We'll be
There's like
safer
at least
inside.
7.
Get in!
Don't close the door behind us. We don't want to close the door behind us. Closing? No.
What's the zombie gonna do? Just wander on in? Zombies don't do that.
I mean, to be fair, it doesn't look like the door. Like, they just kicked the door open, so it doesn't look like it has a latch or anything. But
That
Yeah.
should hold them for now.
Because that happens in season
You
1.
put up a
There's like
good
that
fight
one
out
door
there.
you break open, but because you break it open, the
Hey,
lock is busted, so you
Dad?
can't close it afterwards.
I'm glad you made it out.
Joan's probably looking for us.
No,
she's
isn't.
really not.
Yeah.
Javi shot her.
Yeah.
What?
Straight through the
Good
eye.
riddance.
You were negotiating. I heard you. You didn't have to shoot. Everyone started panicking and shooting. We almost died.
You know what Joan's done. Prescott, Mariana, they're gone because of her. I couldn't trust her to keep her word.
We'll never know now.
And you know what? That's
Bobby's right.
honestly not that big a deal.
Joan had to go. I would have done it too.
That's because you don't mind killing people, do you? Those dead guys, they were your friends.
Oop. Oop.
Gabe, that's not fair.
Hey, you do not walk away from me. When someone speaks to you, you stand up and answer them.
David, that's enough. He's not a little boy. He doesn't need that from you.
What he needs is to learn to keep his opinions to himself until he understands what the hell he's talking about.
I agree, but also you need to chill.
Yeah. I feel like everybody is just like switching sides like over and over of like who's protecting who or like going after who.
Right?
Okay? We made it through alive. Let's just be glad about that.
Like some of these decisions.
You need to check the other entrances. Make sure we're safe.
Even if you're choosing the jerk entrance,
Gabe, wanna help me out?
The jerk option, it's just not
Javi?
entirely clear what the worst option is.
Yeah.
Just be careful, buddy. A lot of muertos out there.
Buddy.
Gabe and I will watch each other's backs.
I'll help too.
Please don't ditch him this time.
Right? At least Clementine's gonna be there. She'll actually watch us back.
I feel like that scene could have been better at the end there of like, Gabe and I watch each other's back, and then Kate and Javier just like look at each other nervously, and then it's like, I'll go with them. They're like, okay, that's fine then.
Just...
Right?
I'm all over the place. I need to focus on something. Anything.
Getting out
Just
of
need
here?
to focus on whatever.
Let's just go upstairs. The further we are from these doors, the happier I'll be. I just want to get as much distance between us and the muertos as I can.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
You
Let's
should
go.
think about pudding.
Absolutely.
That's how the game started, and that's how the game will end.
Absolutely. After all, that's where the proof is.
Yep.
Oh my god. This is a fucking nightmare.
Let's play a game called Guess Who's Bit.
Mommy,
Everyone.
It's them. I'm glad Mariana didn't live to see this.
Hey.
To see what her father's become. To see what
Like, I get what you mean, but
I've done.
you literally could not have phrased that
she'd be
worse.
just like that little boy. Scared that the monsters are coming after her next. She would never trust us again.
Leave Mariana where she is. In peace. In the past.
How many children became orphans today because of us? How many parents are now childless? I did this to them. But that hole is there because of me.
This is the world we live in now.
Technically,
if it
no.
wasn't this today,
Technically, that was
it'd
them.
be some other shitty thing tomorrow.
The world didn't do this. I did. I can't leave until I make this right.
What is
all
your
of this.
plan here? How are you
Let's
gonna make
fix
this?
this.
Yeah, I've always
best
felt
we
like
can.
this chapter in particular, Kate just kind of like goes out of left
Did you
field
not
of her
see that
character.
there?
Not that her
It
character
may
was
not be
great
something
before,
we can
but it's
fix.
just like
Someone's
she's
gotta
just
try.
so like insanely focused on this for some reason. Like, not that there's anything with inherently bad of like, oh, I was part of the problem that caused the walkers to get in, and I want to fix that. Like, that's not a bad thing, but it's just like, it doesn't fit her with the previous 4 episodes where she's like, this isn't our fight, let's get out of here.
Trip was my best friend, Javi. He died because of you.
I said I wanted to save him.
Yeah, it's like, were you not listening to the same
I
thing
didn't
that I
think
said?
she'd do what she did. Joan lied to me.
I never thought it would be like this. You have to believe that. Everyone but Prescott is dead.
Except for you.
Yep.
Everyone but me.
Unfortunate.
Well, enjoy
It's
the
done,
Survivor's
it's done.
Guild.
I don't have to like it. But I can't change it.
You can
But
learn from it?
You've got a
Maybe.
lot of nerve showing up here. After the bullshit you pulled.
What did I pull?
You're unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
We're here to help. Let's settle this and focus on that.
You want to help. Yeah, that's laughable.
Why did you tell Joan what we were doing?
I was triaging a bad situation. Their doctor is barely functioning.
Triaging poorly.
And before you guys fucked it all up, their walls worked.
We didn't throw the Molotov cocktail.
It's not only about me. I can actually save lives here. Not just stitch them up.
See, I feel
and
like this
hope
scene
for
would
the
have
best.
been better before
These people
her betrayal
will die
of
without
like
me,
all the
Javi.
things I could do here. I could save lives.
I know
Exactly.
she, well, fucked us over. But she's trying to help
Hey,
them.
I don't want to
She's
hear this
trying
from
to
you.
make something right. That's worth forgiving, right?
Fuck off.
She's trying. That counts.
Eleanor's one of us.
Fine.
Also,
Maybe
like,
she forgot it.
You're under no obligation
But
to
I
forgive
haven't.
her right away.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Javi.
It's like, it is perfectly reasonable to be
We should
like,
try
I
to
want to
help.
take some time to think
Not
about
everyone
this, and
here
I will
is
get back
guilty.
to you about it.
Yeah.
As opposed to like, yeah, you did a horrible thing like 5
that you,
minutes ago,
Doug?
but I forgive you.
I'm here, handsome.
Vernon Rufus. What's wrong with him?
Bitten. He's slipping in and out of delirium.
We have to find Ada. We have to find our daughter.
These poor people.
Let them have a
These
minute.
poor people.
It's the least we can do.
I don't
Don't get
remember what
over here.
specifically happens with
You
this
gotta
scene if you
cut
shot
his
him
arm
at
off.
the-
It's too far along.
near the end
I'm
of
sorry.
episode 1.
Bullshit! It can work. I've seen it.
Do you want his last moments alive to be more painful than they need to be?
I just want to try. I can't lose everyone. Please. I'm begging you. Please.
No way. I'm not a doctor.
Dude,
They're
I want
the
to
only
ask
ones who
him.
should
Like,
do
it's
that.
his arm.
Yeah,
I already said
exactly.
no.
He's gonna
Just ask,
fucking
like,
die.
if he's slipping in and out of delirium, just wait for him to be conscious enough to be like, hey, we might be able to save you, but we're gonna have to take off the arm. Yes or no?
Right?
Vern. You need to put him down when he turns. That's an order.
She wouldn't be able to.
I wanna help
She'd
you.
get sentimental and then she'd get bit.
Okay.
Yep.
Well,
What the?
We're all fucking dead because of you.
Hey, easy.
You
Where?
blew a hole in our wall. Got my little girl killed. Got my whole fucking family killed. Richmond was fine until your stupid
Easy,
ass
Fern.
showed up. We're dead fucking meat, David. Might as well take out this asshole while I can.
Fern.
Shut up.
I didn't mean for this to happen. I'm so sorry about your daughter.
You can apologize to
Oh
your
yeah, I
face
think this
just
is where
a
you get like
second.
a little bit of
Stand down. That's an
particularly
order.
nasty gore here in a second.
Kate, no.
Fern, this is all because of me. I caused the explosion.
You didn't?
I
Yeah,
killed
you
your
really
daughter.
didn't.
You didn't.
Please, forgive me.
Like, you could have
It's
driven
my
a bit more
fault.
careful prior to the cocktail,
This won't
yes,
bring
but
your daughter
still.
back.
Holy shit!
Oh
That's
my God!
David.
Oh my God! Dad!
You're welcome, Javi.
That dead guy!
David, what are you doing?
This isn't right!
David! Oh my God!
She wasn't gonna shoot.
Believe me, she was. Because I would have.
No! David! Gabe! I'm sorry, that was an accident.
You were going to kill her!
She was going for her gun!
Look at her!
Gabe,
She can't even stand up! What the hell is wrong with you?
It was over the line, Gabe. You're right.
Gabe. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that to you. You know that?
You didn't mean to do that to you.
Why the
Also,
hell
that
are you
makes
all
me
looking
wonder
at
if
me that
they,
way?
like,
It was
they're
Javi,
just...
you would have kicked his ass.
Yeah,
They're
I wonder if they
scared,
pulled that,
Gabe.
because, like, it obviously she wasn't near the
What?
gun the second
I'm
time around, and part of it
protecting
could have
them.
been
Why
she
are you
just kept
pointing
moving
a
back.
gun at us?
But I wonder if they pulled some stuff like they did in Michonne and, like, intentionally did unreliable
So I'm all
narrator.
alone.
And so you're seeing it from David's point of view, and then you're seeing it from anybody else who clearly sees that she wasn't going for her gun.
That would have been really interesting.
Yeah. This would be a really strange game
Fine,
slash interesting game to
You
play if it
people
was
are on
all
your
from
own.
David's perspective where it's unreliable narrator.
It would have been totally different.
Oh, it would be very different, yeah.
Such an asshole.
You have to be nice enough to Javi to convince him to come and
I've
save
seen
you.
that look in his eyes before. You should go after him.
Why me? You married him.
Also, for the record, we're not going to be counting that dude on the characters who died at the end. We kind of already discussed him in the first episode, and he's...
What, you mean douchebag number 4?
He's just a red shirt. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
He existed, and he was slightly nicer than the other 3. But only just.
Only mildly.
In the fact that he never actively tried to kill you, unlike the other 3.
Yeah, and also wasn't an ass about Mariana dying.
True.
Meanwhile, on the loading screen,
things are happening, such as circles spinning around.
Thrilling.
Black, white, and gray together at last.
It will keep your cat entertained for hours. Just watching the spinning.
David? What are you doing?
Just jump already.
Come on. Just take a step back. You wouldn't want to, you know, slip or something.
Slip or something, yep.
Come over here. Or are you afraid of me too? I know the rest of them are. Right?
I'm a lot more afraid of falling. And I'm even more afraid of landing.
There's nothing to be afraid of. You'd be over in an instant.
It's not the fall that kills you?
Right?
My wife, Javi. My son. They look at me differently.
Maybe you're seeing them differently.
I want to show you something. Stand with me.
Yeah,
that's enough, man. Come on.
Oddly enough, I believe that's like the first big decision, but no effect on the story. It's just like David appreciates that you stood with him. Like that's
stand down, man.
I didn't expect you to understand. I want to change, Javi. I always have.
Really?
Do it.
All you ever tried to do was get me to change.
Only because I couldn't bring myself to do it first. It's the one war I could never win. And I'm wondering why. Is it because I don't know how? Or because it's impossible to change who you really are?
I don't know, man. Some things can't be moved no matter how hard we push. Maybe you're one of them.
Maybe. I hope you're wrong, Javi. Like Pa always said, hope in one hand, shit in the other.
See which fills up first.
Ew.
I found them! They're up here!
That does sound like something their dad would say.
Be careful, Javi. I ran into...
For the, like, 3 minutes he's been on screen that we've seen him actually talk to other people.
She was still outside when we checked on the entrances.
There are muertos everywhere. We got her inside just in time. Seriously, I've never seen so many muertos.
Well, this won't be
Why am I glad that they're frozen out there and that we're up here?
Ava, about earlier. I guess I owe you an
explanation.
explanation.
That's
the stink eye is valid.
I will be
on
going.
stage.
I'd be like, you get one punch.
You don't have to say
just
anything
completely
to me.
knock the shit out of me. It's fine.
Your actions said plenty. I read you loud and clear. But go ahead and say whatever you want.
Hey, don't get mad at me. It was a total no-win scenario.
Just be glad the situation was what it was. And that she didn't make me pick between you and your brother.
Technically, if she offered you the same deal, Javier would
There's so
still
many.
be alive.
They're pouring in.
You don't know the half of it. The herd has taken over Richmond. The streets are filled with walkers. With that hole in the wall, this city is fucked. We're not safe here.
It's not that big of a hole, you know.
It's really not.
Jesus Christ.
They make it sound like an entire wall, like literally from one end to the
what do
other
we
got
do?
taken out. It's like, that's like
I don't
an
wanna die up
8-foot
here.
gap max.
None of us do, Gabe.
It's not that big.
Take out each and every one of them. Kill them before they kill us.
I saw construction vehicles when we got that truck. Bulldozers and stuff. What if we use one of those to just, I don't know, run the muertos over?
That's over by the motor pool at the water tower. We could use the highway overpass to get to the water tower.
Come on. Let's jump.
You know what? I think last time I wound up saving Trip.
You
like,
did.
actually saving
Yeah,
Shit. Okay.
I was kind of hoping you were
one.
going to fail that because it's really
It's an
funny
easy
because
jump.
he says it's an easy jump and he like smashes his head in the side of it and falls and it's just a game over. It's like one of the funniest game overs that there is. Because yeah, no, Trip has like his monologue of like he feels like he's standing in shoes that don't quite fit him because he feels like he shouldn't be alive after losing everybody else and then also
Keep your eyes
Ava
open.
dying in
Stay
front
aware
him.
of your surroundings. All of you.
Especially after
Let's move
you
out.
basically saying I want Trip to die and then he doesn't die.
When we found Kate earlier, she walked right past me, like she didn't even know who I was. Right past me, and right towards you. Why was that? Just wondering.
You have to ask her that.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. You're seeing things.
That's like
Yeah.
keep girl boss.
I guess it was pretty crazy out there.
I don't feel bad, guys. I think David. I don't feel bad. Just stayed in his closet. That
We need
chucked
to
him
be
into.
careful up here, or else the exact same thing will happen.
I love how he still died with
Stay
no
sharp
like noticeable
and
expression
do
on
not
his
fire
face.
your guns.
Yep.
We're gonna be fine. That guy was all alone. We're not.
Oh, we're gonna have to do that one scene that I kept dying on. I don't remember how.
The generator
we're
one?
supposed to do it. Yeah.
That's after this.
I know. I'm just.
I think that was like the one of the few times because normally it's like, oh, whenever you're supposed to like slowly approach this, you can just hold forward, and it's like one of the few times that you actually can't.
Because you're supposed to time it with something, but I remember the timing was just always. It was weird in some way, but I don't remember how it was weird.
Yeah.
Everyone hold back. Let Javi and I clear out these walkers.
Love that.
Thanks for all the
Good to go. Let's move.
I thought there were more than just two.
Nope, guess not.
Oh. Let's keep moving.
You okay, bud?
He is,
When I was little,
angsty.
Dad used to ask me what I wanted to be when I was a man. And I'd point at him. He always liked that. I thought he was such a great guy. Would always make him smile.
Yeah. Lots of kids hero worship like that. It's part of the job.
Yeah, I guess it was. Never be like your uncle. You told me that all the time.
Asshole.
Don't be a man who relies on other people to solve your problems. Because then you're not a man at all. I used to think he was right. Not anymore, though, Javi. I can only hope I grow up to be like you.
Oh.
So,
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Thanks, buddy.
Means a lot.
Okay, thanks.
sorry I never really said it before. I should have.
Thanks a million.
You're welcome, a million. You took such good care of me. Now we need to take care of Dad. He's the one that needs our help.
We're gonna have to go around the side.
There's barely any room.
Well, no time to waste. Come on.
Oh god, this
You know,
scene.
I didn't think there was much that could scare me anymore. And yet, here we are. Just goes to show you.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Life is full of surprises.
This isn't that bad. I believe in you guys.
I love
You
the
can do
side
this.
eye Ava just gave you like, I didn't excuse you? We couldn't, like, try to just topple one of those cars to make it a little bit easier?
I would...
Because that moves on its own right there.
I missed. God.
You've got to be more careful.
Holy shit!
Oh my god!
That's it. That's how Ava dies.
How did no one notice that walker?
I was gonna die. She saved my life, David.
She would do it again, too. Let's keep going. Ava would kick my ass if she knew I was sitting around crying.
That's part of the reason I usually save Trip, is I just find his ending, air quote, to be a little bit better than that. Because that's, like, borderline slap in the face is what that is.
Yeah, that was...
like, we're just gonna, like, have a walker grab her, and then she just falls off in 2 seconds, and she just goes from being there to not being there. Because at least Trip, like, tries to make a last stand knowing that he's probably not gonna make it, but he can still do something about it.
I know Gabe doesn't see it, but David really is trying to look out for him. He's not doing the best job, but no one gives you a rule book to raise a kid.
And they sure as
that
shit
awkward
don't.
moment when you realize Clint is as much of a
though,
parent as Javi is.
did David really think he was helping
Like,
AJ
they
by
both
letting
raised
him go?
kids for a couple years during
Why
this
did he stop
apocalypse.
guarding
Yeah.
him?
Parenting isn't easy. You give them all you got, they tell you it's not enough, but you love the little shits anyway. Come on, you must have learned that too.
I did. That's what makes it even harder to understand, though. After you put in all that work. So much of your heart.
AJ was a brat. He lived with me after we kicked you out, Clem. I'd already raised 2 kids. Thought it'd be a piece of cake.
Do you want to get shot?
Not with that tyrant.
Do you want to get shot?
Is that why you gave him away?
I think he's being at least a little sarcastic here.
We had a bad winter. Destroyed every crop we had. I couldn't leave Richmond. And AJ couldn't stay in Richmond. I gave AJ to Lingard and told him to do whatever he had to save his life. I miss that brat.
Plus, that's a pretty good monologue.
Never asked Lingard about it again. Though I've wanted
I've
to.
always liked the monologues where they start out by like,
Often.
saying something that sounds kind of rude, and then it ends with using that same
Don't
language.
think it doesn't
but in a
haunt me.
less mean
Not a
way.
day goes by where it doesn't. It wasn't easy, Clem. Remember, as far as I knew, I'd already lost 2 children. Wasn't any easier with number 3.
It's never easy.
I'm gonna keep you alive. Keep all of us alive. And hope that that's enough. Enough for atonement.
He was your responsibility, no matter what.
I thought it was best.
You thought wrong.
Yeah. Maybe I did.
Jesus Christ.
Holy shit. Chopped right in half. The hell happened here?
I bet you $1 that I can figure out what happened here.
If there's one thing I've learned from Resident Evil, it's that a helicopter pilot will not survive a
There's
zombie
the other
apocalypse.
half.
I believe in the Resident Evil series thus far, there have been 2 that have
No way we're
survived out
jumping
of all
across
the
that.
helicopter pilots.
Where did everyone else go? Oh well, there's Gabe, I guess. Everybody like up and disappeared. Is this a wise decision? No.
No.
Will we be doing it regardless? Yes.
You're not thinking.
It's that or go back.
We should go lightest to heaviest. That way it won't break on the first swing.
I'll go first, Clem.
That's not in order, but it's also sweet.
Get a long run up, but not too long. If you take too many quick steps, you'll propel yourself upward instead of out.
We just lost
David. He's got this.
For a second,
right.
we lost the
I do.
cohesion between the mouth moving and the line.
I mean, it was smart to have Gabe go first, because if it immediately fails, he's the one that we can most afford to lose.
Yep.
Come on, Clem. Your turn.
Also, I somehow feel that holding on by your fingertips that way is not the best option.
It's not. It would be
For the
best to
record,
like kind of grip it with
I do
like
not trust this
with
thing.
basically your entire arm.
Not at all.
Because it lets you
It's
hold
one
more of
thing
your
for the
weight
kids to
just
swing
naturally.
across, but us?
You've got this. I've seen you do things that are way scarier.
Okay. I can do it.
Immediately changed your mind. Wow.
I can't do this. Yes, you can. Yes, I can.
Like the drop there from where your feet are
All right,
being
David,
supported to
you're
not
up.
supported.
You're the little brother.
That's where
You should
the,
go first.
That's where it won't work.
Yeah,
You're
and if you've
definitely
watched like
lighter.
any of Wipeout or American Ninja Warrior,
come
the
on,
people
you know
that
the
like
drill.
kind of go up
Age
like
before
that,
beauty.
it's because you go up, and then of course because gravity exists, you're gonna come back down, and all that weight is gonna be supported by just your hands, and that's why people fall when they do shit like that, as opposed to just going out. I don't know why he said go up instead of out. Like, no, you should go out instead of up.
See, that would have. Oh shit! Don't mind me.
Javi, hang on!
Oh, that's a good idea. I was just gonna drop into the water and go look for Ava.
This is just a very long death scene.
No, you're controlling this. Give him a nice little push into that.
Nice. Nice and simple.
Come on, man, come on!
Well, let's never do that again.
Okay.
Now let's all agree to never do that again.
Good work, everyone. Just like we rehearsed.
I don't know. I think we can do better.
I definitely did not
Back
just
over.
shit my
Let's try that
pants.
again.
It's fine.
Enough. Come on.
Almost there.
Damn, Ava had like 4 lines between when we saved her.
I know.
When she didn't die and then when she did die.
It's not quite as bad as Nick's from 2, but it's still pretty bad.
Yeah.
I miss when all we did was track the herd. From a safe distance.
We need to get down there.
Or
We're not getting anywhere without one of those vehicles.
It's not like we can just ask all those walkers to move out of the way.
Well, we could try.
How about we make some noise and distract them? We could use that generator.
Yeah, this
great
is the part
idea.
you're referring to.
yeah.
When'd you get so smart, Gabe? You really aren't the same kid I remember. I'm
Yeah,
impressed.
probably because that was
Oh, what
4
can I
years
say?
ago.
Taught him well.
Oh my God, Javi. Really?
It's okay, Dad. He's right.
We still gotta get to the generator somehow.
With,
Cut a
I'm
walker open
sure
and cover yourself with its
several
guts.
deaths.
Then you can slip right through them.
Love that face.
We taped Gabe onto Javier's
That
front
works.
and Kate onto his
You can do
back,
that.
and we used them as meat shields. Like
Learn something
literal
new
meat
every day.
shields.
How are you multiple years into the
So,
zombie apocalypse
who's gonna
and
do
not
it?
know about the walker guts thing? Everyone else knows.
Javi,
We figured it out,
you've
like,
been
what,
willing
a
to do
week
some
in?
crazy stuff for me before. I know shooting Conrad wasn't easy.
I mean, season 1,
But it showed
you have
me I
that
can
3-month time
always
gap.
depend
They
on
don't
you.
know about it.
Of course, Clem.
The show, I would say, is sooner.
Look,
Yeah.
Because
it smells
I mean, the show
really
is, like,
bad. Like,
Second,
way worse
third
than you
day
think.
that Rick is conscious.
yeah, I think so. He's not comatose for too terribly long between the outbreak starting and him waking up.
Hey,
You'll do.
buddy.
Ed, Nettie. Sorry,
That movie attracts pay attention.
I think the chest. Oh, no, never mind. It wasn't it. Okay.
I mean, you gotta kill it first.
It acted like it was going for the chest, like it was doing it prematurely. Like, oh, try to spill the walker guts on yourself, but yeah.
I mean,
I don't remember this part being an issue. It was just the walking through.
Yeah, no, this is fine.
Javier. Holy fucking... Oh, God. Oh,
I mean, yeah, that would be pretty nasty. As somebody who's had to gut a deer before several times, it never gets any easier. It's always gross.
Shit all day
It's
long.
directly on the face.
Is that why you smell so bad?
You just literally eat shit all day. Is that why you smell so
Okay. That better be enough.
bad? If that is not enough, I will eat my hat. Okay. This is the beginning of the scene. I can tell because I watched this so many times.
I was to say, this took like at least 5 or 6 tries. Can you move left or right in this, or is it just forward or not forward, out of curiosity? I honestly don't remember. Okay, you can move left and right. Just curious. Maybe pay attention to what you're doing instead of the people watching from a safe distance. I think it's to the right. You go right here. No, you're still okay. See, the thing is, I don't remember if that's basically like your misses, or you get like a certain amount of misses, or if those are just like all predetermined things that happen.
It's that one right there. That's the one that always got me.
Yep, that's the one. Yay!
That was traumatizing for everyone involved. Everyone will remember that. Yeah, remember that fucker right there.
At least you don't have to do the entire segment again.
Right? I don't even know entirely which one got me. Oh shit. Okay.
I guess it was the one on the left, because the one on the left kind of, well, left.
Alright, bud.
Well, that definitely went smoother than the last time, at least. Hey, guys.
Stop wiping it off. Stop.
You did it, Javi.
Barely.
That one's so much better than last time. Barely.
Now that we're here, let's find
I mean,
something we
only
can
died
take out
once.
all
Yeah.
the muertos with.
Definitely.
We're saving the city before we do anything else.
Also, let's
We gotta
talk
find something
totally
to seal the
normal
breach
volume
with.
all the
All we
zombies
need
are
is the
there.
right vehicle.
Oh, that's not gonna do the job, man.
Yes, it is.
What are you doing?
The right thing. I'm leaving. We're all leaving.
What? And
What?
going where? You saw it yourself. We're surrounded by the herd.
I'm taking my family out of here. You helped keep them safe, Clem. You're coming too. Let's go. Everyone. We can't wait around.
Absolutely not. Everyone in Richmond will die without us.
They don't matter, Javi. Don't you get that?
This all started the day we knocked on Richmond's door. We brought this on these people, all of us.
I don't agree with
We
that.
can't
but
abandon them.
I'm not arguing.
Not after what we've done.
We're going home, Kate. Back to the last place we were a family.
Is that really
We're
the best?
starting over. We're all together
Really?
again. Finally.
I almost feel like their roles should
It's
be
time.
reversed. Like, he should be like,
All
we're
of
trying
us.
to save everybody.
A new day,
Because this
a
is
new
his
life.
home and has been. And
What
Kate
about
should be
here,
like,
man?
we just need to leave.
Make Richmond our new home.
Richmond is gone, Javi. I'm not gonna let the people I love die trying to save a dead dream.
But I guess they don't want to make him look too heroic.
I'll go with you, Dad.
Gabe!
He's my father, Clem. I'm sorry, but you really wouldn't understand.
That's
Think
rude.
this over, buddy.
Yeah.
Gabe, is this what you really want?
I know it's scary out there, but I have to.
You don't have to be afraid, Gabe. I won't let what happened to Mariana happen to you.
Hey now.
You have my word. I will protect you the right way.
That's fucking bullshit, David. She was lucky to have us. At least we were actually around to raise her.
Javi, just stop.
No.
This is what I want.
I understand, Gabe. I'm still going back. I won't be able to live with myself if I don't try to help the people in Richmond.
You won't be able to live at all if you do that. Richmond is compromised. It doesn't matter if there were 5 of us trying to save it or 500.
It's not that big of a
all
hole
die
in the wall, dude.
I know a losing battle when I see one. We're moving out. Everybody get in. That's an order.
How fucking dare you? What will it take, David? What will it take to show you that you do not get to do that? We are not your soldiers. Run away home. Be a deserter. I am done with you. I can't believe I ever loved you. I can't believe I ever loved either of you.
Oh, jeez.
Javi, what the hell is she talking about?
Javi,
I never touched her.
those were her feelings, David, not mine. I'm innocent.
How much of a fucking idiot do you think I am, Javi? I should have known. I should have known the night Pa died. The night you weren't there. Blood is worthless to you, just like he was to you, just like I am to you. Well, it's time for you to finally learn what blood really means.
David!
Dad!
What happens if I don't... Hang on. What happens if I don't... Like, what happens if I don't say I love you just over and over? Like...
Then you fight him back.
And does he still wind up driving off with Gabe?
Yeah,
or...
no, the end result is the same. The difference is, like, you either do or don't keep your promise to your dad about trying to still love your brother.
The promise that I made was that I'd try.
Plus, I just think the scene is emotionally more impactful with just doing I love you over and over.
What do you have to say for yourself, brother?
David! Stop it!
I love you.
That face, though.
No, you don't get to say that.
Also,
Jesus
there's
Christ,
so many
stop!
zombies, like, right over there.
I know. That generator was not that far away. It's probably, like, what? At absolute max, 30 feet.
That's enough!
And that's being generous, honestly.
No! Stop saying that!
Dad, no!
Gabe! Oh my god!
You're not taking my family from me!
David, no!
I'm gonna fucking kill you! I love you, brother. No!
I'm surprised it took that long for somebody to pull a gun on him.
Holy shit!
Also, that scene would have changed slightly if you had gone with Jane instead of Kenny. She would have actually shot him rather than just threatening him. Only in the shoulder, like it wouldn't have killed him. Bye.
David!
Yeah, you didn't think to shut that earlier when we were
What
like
the hell is he
just got
doing?
past the zombs?
Right?
Vroom vroom.
David took him. We can't wait any longer.
No, he
We
went
have
with
to go
him.
help Richmond.
You make it sound like Gabe got
getting
kidnapped.
on
It
that
was
building.
his choice.
But Gabe! Gabe wanted to go. He did. We all heard it.
Gabe is also a dumbass.
Yeah.
Also, it hurt Clem's
I'm going to
feelings.
save Richmond. Someone has to.
I'm with you, Javi. We can go after Gabe on that motorcycle or go
Alright,
help
so
Kate on the
Clementine is
bulldozer.
deciding to go with you,
Wherever
whatever
you
you
go,
choose.
I go.
We're out of time.
So that means you're either going to be saving
sorry.
both of them,
I've been here before, more than
both
once.
of them being
It's not
David
gonna
and
end well
Gabe,
for everyone.
and Kate will die,
You have
or
to decide.
the opposite, which is Kate will survive, but Gabe and
It's hard to be caught in the middle. I know that.
David will not.
Don't worry about me, Javi. I'll be okay.
Okay.
I have to go after Gabe.
Like I said, I'm with you, Javi. We're going after him together. Please, be careful, Kate.
Don't worry about me. I got a fucking bulldozer. Those muertos are pancakes. I want you to be safe out there.
Right. Last time you had an armored car, you almost died, so...
Convince me less.
Thanks for asking.
So yeah, for those who don't remember it from either having not watched the previous season or the archives in any way, shape, or form, whether it was live or whatever, there's basically 4 different things Clementine can do, which is she will always go with Javier, she will always do the opposite to try to cover for Javier, whichever he doesn't take, she will always go with Kate, or she will always go after Gabe. Those are the 4 options that you can get. I don't remember what specifically triggers it. I think it's just a multitude of things.
Yeah. So I think she goes with me no matter what. Well, no. I did do one thing that wasn't me, right? Because I didn't kill the doctor.
How long do we keep driving?
I don't know.
We
and
may
bear in
not
mind,
find
you also,
them.
like, you spared Kenny
It could be
over
too
Jane,
far ahead of us.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what all the details are, but I know that
Till we're out of gas,
one specific
and then we
action,
walk
there's
after
4
them.
different things that can show. So it could, I think it, from what I remember reading, the exact words were based on how your interactions
They must have
with
gone this
Clementine
way.
have been throughout the season.
Hopefully
thus
the
far.
roadkill will lead us right to him.
No specific detail, but...
This is a really cool scene. That's... I know I've already seen this before, but this is just a really cool scene.
Well, didn't you go with Kate the last time?
No.
I thought you went with Kate and Clementine went after Gabe, which is why Gabe survived. And,
This way!
but David obviously doesn't. Because you have to have both of them go.
That may have been it. That may have been it then, because I remember Gabe survived.
Yeah.
But
he is the easiest one to keep alive. David is the hardest one to keep alive.
Because I know that Gabe stayed alive and David died. But
Yeah.
I don't remember what happened to Gabe.
Because I think I remember you, like, I intentionally told you to mess up a part because it's really funny because Javier gets run over by the bulldozer or the game overs.
Don't let them get you.
Okay.
Hang on, Gabe!
Also, if you are curious in seeing one of the non-standard game overs, if you want to do it, and if not, that's fine. Be sure to fail killing the last zombie. Because it's like actually a pretty long, drawn-out scene.
I want you to press the record button every time. And again, the ear ringing, but not with the shotgun.
Yeah.
Help! Somebody help us!
We're working on it.
Hang on, Gabe!
Well,
Out of bullets.
batter it up, bitches. Turn me around.
That's right! You focus on me! Oh, come
You
on!
don't have to tell me.
Come
what
on!
happens, but There's a lot of these guys.
I think it's pretty clear, like it's still banging on the door, I think. Sure you can. Yeah, that's still like banging on the door here.
Okay. Nice.
Bobby! Clem! That you? You get Gabe! I'll get Gabe! Get away from him, you bastard!
I believe so.
Javi! No!
Yeah, this is it.
You okay, buddy? Were you bitten?
No!
Bro, you just got disemboweled.
You!
You don't worry about me. As long as you're okay. What about David?
Whoever's dropping cinder blocks downstairs needs to knock it off.
Damn. Gabe, you listen to me. Go back to Richmond. Help Kate. There are good people there who need your help. I'm depending on you.
I will. I promise.
Go. Tell Kate.
Oh.
There you go. The only reason I point out is because that's very drawn out for a non-standard game over.
Yeah, usually it just kind of like...
You just get bitten and then it does that you are dead thing, and that's it.
You get Kate! I'll get Kate!
And I'm willing to bet at least somebody watching this probably hasn't seen that scene before.
Get away from you, bastard!
Hi.
What's
I'll
up,
help you.
bitch?
I'm sorry. I'm here, Gabe. I got you.
Okay. Okay.
I'll cover you.
Are you okay? Are you bitten?
No, they didn't get me.
Thank God.
I'm fine. It just... It hurts. I tried to stop him, Javi. That's why we crashed. You came after me, Javi. After everything I've done.
What are you talking about?
I was always arguing, always making life harder. And I was a bad son.
Hey, knock that off, buddy. You're a great son.
I don't feel like one.
Yeah.
Don't worry. It's not up to you to decide.
I'm gonna be better from now on. I swear.
Gabe, you okay?
Yeah. Thanks to you guys.
Figured we were done, brother.
You have to take care of each other. That's what Pa said to me once.
Yeah. Told me the same thing. I wonder what he'd say to me now.
You're an ass.
I wonder that a lot, actually.
He'd say you fucked up.
He'd probably tell me I
Big
suck
time.
at dominoes.
He'd call you pendejo. And then he'd ask if you wanted to play dominoes.
You're right. That's exactly what he'd do. I wouldn't deserve to play that game with him, though. With either of you.
I love
can't
that we're having this
change,
moment, but,
Javi.
like, this isn't the
I
middle
want to,
of
but
a hurt.
we're in a war that's never gonna end. I was kidding myself. We're never going home. That hope died the same day we all drove away. Same day Pa died.
You can never go home.
That's the last lesson he taught me. I had to teach it to my son, too. Someone had to.
That lesson of yours is bullshit. Just because you gave up doesn't mean the rest of us have.
It's not giving up. It's clarity.
We're going back to Richmond. We have to help Kate.
I can't face Kate, Javi. I can't see that different look in her eyes. Or yours. I can't.
Up to you.
It's too much. Too much for anyone to handle.
I mean, he can make his own decisions. Like,
Legacy, David. It's all anyone leaves behind. Figure out the kind you want.
I love that line. What?
Yeah, that's what his dad tells him in
I
the
know.
flashback.
That's better than either of the other options. I love that line. That's a great reaction. I like that. Also, you're just chilling off, like rocking off into the sunset with no supplies.
Yeah.
Very limited ammunition. How did they unwreck the car? Nice. Get wrecked.
It's our Lord and Savior, quite literally.
Let's get inside. We gotta find Kate.
Immediately wreck it.
Jesus! Oh, man, am I glad to
Wreck it.
see you. Looking a little bit different, though.
Once I got in contact with my people, I headed right back. Had to make sure you folks were safe. Can you help us get the gate open?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you remember this from Kate's line. Like, you do this with the bulldozer.
You gotta
she
boost
lifts
me
you
up,
with a
Gabe.
little think the
Hurry
term
up, guys!
was musket.
Whatever it is. Also, why is she not in the bed of the truck? Why is she just on the ground?
Oh, I don't know.
I'll have it open in a second.
But do you remember which button to press?
Absolutely not.
You got it on the first try last time.
Hell yeah. It was green.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure it's green if I remember correctly. If it wasn't green, it was blue, but I was pretty sure it's green.
right out.
We need to round up these walkers!
Kate?
Also, why did they not go?
Kate, where are you?
Head them towards the gate.
Help me look.
Of course.
Help me look.
Kate!
I came all the way back, but I lied.
Where are you?
Yep.
Kate! Kate, please!
Kate, call out to me.
Looks like she's got the hole covered.
Kate? Kate! No.
Oddly enough, if you go to save...
She's gotta be around here somewhere.
I don't remember how you get it specifically, but if you choose to save Gabe and David and Clementine goes to help Kate, there's a way for her to get lost, but like it's not her outright confirmed dead, so she's just an unknown status. So now you get to make a different decision. Which really will only make Javier broken up inside. For us, it's not that big a deal.
I mean, yeah.
You can probably guess what it is anyway.
Put her down? Or...
Yeah, put her down and let her walk away with the rest of her.
Yeah, I mean... Why not?
I was gonna say, if you're indifferent, put her down, because Javier lets, like, his VA does a really good scream, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that was pretty good.
I got goosebumps.
All they did was just add, like, a tiny bit of echo on that, and the rest of that was all him.
That was fantastic.
What happened?
She's gone.
What? No. No! Kate, no!
Plus, I guess also by putting her down, like, you have the option to
wanted
at
to
least
save
bury
Richmond.
her.
Also,
If you are so inclined.
Also, she wouldn't want to be running around.
I hope it was
nomming
worth
on
it.
people, so
True.
You know.
Her whole purpose of coming back was to prevent that from happening, so yeah.
Yeah.
Just you and me now.
Also, my question is, why didn't the zombies go after the
Let's
loud
hope
sound?
that's enough.
But, you know, whatever. It's fine. Don't worry about
Maybe
it.
they're getting distracted by the more constant but varied sounds of the horses.
Maybe.
That's the only thing I can think of. So you end in the group of three with your air quote family of David unknown, Gabe alive, and Kate is dead.
I think the statue's meant to be veiled.
Probably. They just did a bad job with it, that's all.
Yeah, it just doesn't look good.
Phoned it in. Oh well. 3 days later.
I'm impressed that they cleared it out in 3 days.
Jesus is really good at his job.
Yeah. Which is saving us all.
Yeah.
Where did they get that picture?
I don't know.
Freaking Joan.
I actually kind of think that that's sweet, that despite the fact that they hate her
Maybe you
that
should have
much, they
stayed
still
with her
honor
instead of
her
going
on the
after
memory
me.
wall.
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe she'd be okay.
Maybe you wouldn't be.
Such an asshole to her. All the time.
A little bit, yeah. Sorry, bud.
I'm sorry, Kate.
Forget all that, buddy.
I should have done that one.
She loved you. Plain and simple.
Actually, she really
I loved her
didn't.
too.
She didn't want to be
People
alone.
are like assholes. They come in
I don't
different
think I
shapes and
ever told
sizes.
Well, tell her now.
I wonder if Dad will ever come back. He can't be too far away.
Unless he never stopped walking.
I hope so. I'd like to see him again.
He needs to know about Kate.
I will say this is a better scene than the uncomfortable scene of Kate asking if you want to try for kids, basically.
Right.
3 days potentially
We used to
after
talk about Dad
her
a lot.
ex-husband and son
Made me
died.
seem a lot less
Stepson,
painful.
but like either way.
Mm-hmm.
Little too
I wonder
soon.
which one of us would be up there next.
3 months would be too soon. 3 days is definitely too soon.
3 years might be too soon, to be
That's all
honest.
that's left of them. Pieces
all
of paper
this,
looking back at us, but never seeing us. What the hell are we supposed to do with that?
Gabe, I think you're having a panic
What do we
attack.
do?
Tell stories about them. Laugh at the jokes they used to tell. Keep living. Keep loving. Keep them in our hearts. Can you do that?
Live,
Yeah.
laugh, love.
I can't.
How am I expected to live, laugh, love in these conditions?
Thank you, 2022.
Let's be real, that started in 2019.
Yeah, I know. I was even thinking, and I was like, and several years prior as well.
You know what? Shit ain't been right since 2012.
Yeah.
Like the world was supposed to end, and then it didn't, and people, like whoever's writing this story was like, oh shit, I gotta come up with a new script. Now they're just throwing out half-baked ideas.
Yeah. We gotta get through this shitty, like, post-apocalyptic filler arc. And nobody wants to watch that whenever it's not in, like, the entire story.
Heading out?
Yes, indeed. We came here to put an end to the raiding.
And now
Looks
it's
like
time to
that's been
flirt
done.
with the actual love interest.
Glad we got it settled. Gotta move on.
I gotta admit, man, you're a fucking badass.
You're a real charmer.
Hell yeah, I am.
You know that. Through and through.
That's the idea.
I don't know which one of these is
I
flirting.
meant to tell you, that armor you got is great.
Oh.
I like the way you shoot star bolts.
Well,
Yeah, that's-
thanks. It gets the job done.
He
I'll
is
meet a lot of
canonically
people like
gay,
you,
by the way.
Someone genuinely good.
Was
It's
that
my
not the right
pleasure.
option for flirting?
I think
Second
any of them,
chances are in
like,
short supply these days.
any of them work.
That's what this
air
place
quote.
can be
I
if you
wanna
let
flirt
it.
more.
Trust me, though. Life within walls
Yeah,
is
well,
a
he's
hell
gonna
of a
go
lot different
hang
than
out with
life
the
on
main
the road.
cast in the show.
Don't take
Before he
shortcuts
gets
like
killed.
Joan. You gotta do the
Damn
right
it.
thing. Always. Good days, and especially bad.
Absolutely. The right thing. No matter what.
Good to hear. I read people pretty well.
Are,
Little gift of
are you
mine.
also the right
You're a
thing?
capable
'Cause
guy,
I'd like
Javi.
to,
Change is in the
do
air.
the
here.
right-
You can
Jesus,
lead that
are you
change,
homework?
and I
Because
think
I'm
you
not
should.
doing you, and I should be.
For the better. God knows this town could use it.
You know what? I'm gonna step up. Lead this place in the right direction.
Then as far as I'm concerned, Richmond's in much better hands than it was.
You know what else could be
Hey,
in these hands? Yours?
Jesus,
Hey,
Gabe, go away. You're making this weird.
thanks for, you know, not letting me get killed, and for coming back to help us.
What an icon.
Yeah. Thanks for that, man.
pay it forward.
Truly a poet.
Be vigilant. Trouble never stays too far away.
Gabe was waving in the wrong direction. He was like waving to the right, and he was clearly leaving at the left. There's Lingard.
How did you survive
You're
this?
alive.
I mean, like, the last
Don't
time we saw him, he
remind
was high as shit, like, way up inside of
I'm
the
not gonna
hospital.
say
He was
thank you
probably
for
there
keeping
the
me
whole
alive.
time.
But I'm
And
gonna
it's
try
just the
and
zombies
find
never got
something
that
out
far
there
up.
that might make me say thank you. Someday.
So where's AJ? Tell me. Where?
Start saving your soul today. Tell us where AJ is.
Don't know how much of that soul I got left.
Saving your soul.
Please.
What the hell? He's at McCarroll Ranch. It's not too far from here. That's where we left him, at least.
Thank you. Good luck out there, Doctor.
And then I think
You're outta here
before
too, huh?
the Lingard and Jesus scene,
Yeah.
like when you're walking out of the
It's
church,
time.
that's when you would get the Conrad
I
scene
have
if he
to
was still
find
alive.
AJ Javi.
He's reading a book
I've
that
waited
Francine
so
used to
long.
read, and he used to like mock her for reading
you
it, and now he
do me
actually
one
finds it
last favor
interesting
before I
because he
leave?
understands like all this stuff now that he's kind of gotten a little bit wiser.
She's gonna ask him to cut her hair, and I'm gonna cry. Thanks, Melissa. Who's Melissa?
Who's Beth?
Yeah.
I used to do this for my niece.
We found
That's
Beth.
nice of
Who?
you.
She thought I was terrible at it.
Were you?
None of your business.
Clementine, babe, your hair is
I'm
not
really gonna
good
miss
shape.
Gabe.
You need to wash it.
I mean, he's
I think, and
super
this
annoying
is mild
sometimes,
spoilers,
but
because you didn't
I'm
pick
used
keep
to
that
having
hair
him
short,
around.
right? Or did
I
you?
did, yeah.
At least to have
Yeah,
someone
I
to
think
talk
that
to,
comes up
even
in...
if he is a total dork.
No, that was
Not
in
that
a
he said anything
deleted
to me in
scene, I
particular,
think,
but
from this
you know
game,
the guy got
where
a
she's
mondo
supposed to have a
crush on you,
flashback with Lee, and
He
he's
does
like, I thought I
not.
told you to
Oh
keep that
my
hair
gosh,
short, and
you
she's
have a
like,
crush on
you
him
have
too.
no
He did
idea how
not.
hard it is to find a
You
pair
both
of
have my
scissors.
I'm gonna
like,
stab you
yeah.
with those scissors.
Yeah.
I have to see AJ, Javi. I have to see that he's okay. Do you think he remembers me? At least a little?
Who could forget you, Clem? No one who knew you, I guarantee it.
Yeah, maybe. Everyone told us he was better off. After everything that's happened, I'm starting to think they're right. I don't know if I was a good mom or not. I can't stop thinking about it.
Did you love him?
With all of my heart.
And of course you were.
Gabe told me you used to play baseball.
I did. I loved it.
He told me you fucked it all up, too.
Hey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Sure did.
Well, you survived.
I had to.
But you loved it. How do you survive that? How?
Yeah.
You get back out there and find something better.
There may not be something better out there.
You won't know until you step outside. All done.
Well, how's it look?
Cute.
You know what? I'll grab your hat.
It's not bad.
I remember this team.
Yeah, it's really not.
Your dad ever teach you about baseball?
No, not really.
Well, you come back, and I'll tell you all about it.
No.
It's a deal.
Yeah, he probably finds it really weird that that's the hat that she has, because, like, this is set in
I bring AJ
Southeast
back with
America,
me.
like,
Will you teach
Georgia
him too?
kind of area. That's the logo for the Arizona Diamondbacks, which is,
You
of
bet.
course, nowhere near Georgia if
belongs
you know
with
your
you, Clementine.
geography. It's on the other side of the United States.
Yeah.
Bring him back.
Also, I remember one of the really good lines that you can pick for an option. It doesn't, like, outright show it on the... It's the one where she says, like, but you loved playing baseball, how did you give it up?
Mm-hmm.
One of the lines he gives, which is actually genuinely really good advice, is, like, that's the good thing about a broken heart, is you find... whenever your heart shatters, you find the pieces that you want and the pieces that you need.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and it's like, wow, where was that Javier the entire playthrough?
My god.
The outfit makes her look way
Little
older.
jacket and her little haircut.
Honestly, the jacket makes her look like 2 to 3 years older.
It really does. But look at her. I'm so proud of her. Oh my god. It's also definitely still blood covered.
We're stealing this idea from David that we did 30 minutes ago.
Yep.
Except it works because people like Clementine more than David.
100%.
Which, in David's defense, matching up against Clementine, unless you're like Lee, you're gonna lose every time. Like, it's not even gonna be close.
Sole survivors. Your experience with David was dysfunctional. That's valid.
So this is what happens in season 4, but you get this at the end of every single episode, instead of just this at the very end.
Nice. You used David's hand, you supported David's plan to meet at his house in Richmond. In his time of need, you distanced yourself from David because he was acting like a fucking psycho. You watched David leave in silence. He did not return to Richmond. I still feel like that line about like legacy.
Yeah.
Like,
It's all anybody leaves behind.
I know that's what his dad said, but that scene, like that line at that moment, spectacular.
Yeah, very good.
It's incredible.
Very, very good.
David overall as a character was psychotic.
I actually, I kind of like him as like the person where you can't really tell if he's designed to be heroic, villainous, or where he is in between.
He's not really a protagonist or
He's definitely not a protagonist, but like he's not. He does want what's best for Gabe and Javier. It's just he lets his emotions rule his and cloud his judgment way too often to like follow through with enough hero qualities.
Yeah, I don't like him, but he's really well written.
Yeah. I almost see him as, like, despite the fact I say he's not an antagonist, there are times where it feels like he is the antagonist over Joan in this season. And that might be because he lasts longer for one, but... And also you see him in flashbacks even before you run into him at the end of episode 2. So he still kind of has that rivalry with you, because if they don't show them dying, then that means that they're still alive out there, and so, like, you know that there's a pretty good chance that you're running into them.
Your experience with Kate was distant.
Yeah, that's the idea.
You were relieved to see Kate alive in the junkyard because, duh.
You have a conscience at least, like, hello.
You rejected Kate's plan to leave Richmond. Ending things once and for all, you rejected Kate. Why is there a picture of us kissing? We did not do that. Kate died saving Richmond, not wanting her to suffer the fate of being a muerto. She already was, but then coming up and saying, I think that she would have been a much better character if there was an option to resolve her earlier.
Yeah.
And actually have her, like, take a step back. Because I think they would have been excellent platonic co-parents.
Yeah,
you know what
they
I mean?
definitely could have been. It's weird because, like, I liked her at the beginning. Like, we're talking, like, really early in the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, episode 1, where she's kind of like the rebel parent. Like, she's the one that smokes weed. She's the one that has to play bad cop even though she doesn't want to. And then I also like her at the very end, even though it's a big character shift. But, like, the I want to do the right thing, I want to save Richmond. It's just, everywhere in between, she's really bad.
Well, and just constantly pushing, like, oh, we're supposed to get together, da da da. And it's like, at no point did I express interest, and there's just no way to, you know, cut that part out. And I know it's a lot to have extra dialogue, there's a lot to have extra animation, stuff like that. But my god, when you're rebuffing her every 5 minutes for this entire season, and then at the end, she's still like, I can't believe you don't like me. I'm shocked.
Yeah, it's like I wonder how, because, I mean, usually if you, like, look up their Wikipedia pages or their Walking Dead pages, it gives you, like, a relative idea. I wonder how old she's supposed to be, because, like, maturity-wise, she's barely an adult. Like, she feels like she's early 20s at best. Like,
yeah, I would say, like, just looking at her, I would say maybe 25.
Because that's the thing is, I think, if I remember correctly, and I could be wrong on this, is on the page, I think it says late 20s to early 30s. And I was like, if she is 30, she acts like a decade younger, practically.
But yeah, overall, I wish there were really good parts, but I wish that there could have been.
Yeah, there was some good, just not enough to outweigh what was not done well.
Your experience with Gabe was cautious. You upset Gabe by not staying in the trailer for the night, but really, like, it's IRL, that would not have been a good idea,
Yeah.
and in the game, it wasn't a good idea.
Yep.
You hid the truth about Gabe's neighborhood friend because he was a child. I don't... After David drove away with Gabe, you went after your nephew. You encouraged Gabe to honor the memories of those he lost. I feel like Gabe had a lot of potential, and there were a couple of scenes where he was really good.
Yeah.
It's just, I feel like they kind of slapped the, oh, he's a moody teenager, and then just stopped writing beyond that.
It's like, it is interesting, because, like, in a way, you do have to work around it, kind of like how you do with a teenager and their moodiness, but, like, that works in real life. In a game, maybe not gonna cross over very well as a result.
Yeah, and it was difficult.
It's like, it's a very different way of, like, in the first season, it's like, oh, you have to be careful about what you say around Clementine, because, you know, if you don't want her to pick up swearing, don't swear, like, all this stuff. And it's the same thing with Gabe, of you have to be very careful about what you say about him, but it's for an entirely different set of reasons.
100%.
And it's not just because of the age gap either. Rest in peace, Trip.
Your new frontier story. Trip. Rip.
He should have ulted.
You reassured Trip by promising you wouldn't cause trouble in Prescott. Then you went behind Trip's back to get to the junkyard sooner. Oops. Finally, you picked up Trip to live, but Joan shot him to teach the lesson. Eleanor. You took Eleanor up on her offer to sneak away on horses to the junkyard. Then Eleanor betrayed your plan to take Joan out, but you forgave Eleanor for betraying you to Joan. I feel like we kind of talked about this last episode.
We did,
I feel like Eleanor had so much potential that just didn't.
She feels like a character that they might have added like pretty late into the story,
right?
Which is entirely possible. I don't know.
Just to give it more options,
yeah,
but not necessarily more characters. Ava died unfortunately. I loved her so much.
Yeah, I would have liked to see more of her, and not just in the flashbacks. I mean, like the entirety.
Clementine took Ava up on her offer to meet and join the new frontier. Then Ava helped you get into the armory because she showed solidarity with David. In the end, despite you not picking her to live, Ava died saving you on the pass. Which was... I wish they would have done the helicopter thing, because that's what happens with Trip. I wish that Ava would have... Like, I wish it was just the same death.
Yeah. It's just because, like, she's shorter and, like, obviously not as built as he is, and so as a result, like, the momentum of the zombie is too much for her. But, like, it's such a bad way to send out a good character, because she's very much the character that, like, despite her stature, looks really intimidating and proves that she can be when she kicks Trip's ass with a single punch. But, like, she's on your side pretty much the entire way through. Like, you have to actively be mean to her for her to return that, and, you know, if she does, that's kind of on you for doing it.
Clementine ignored Lingard's medical advice regarding AJ. Medical advice, air quote. His medical advice was let him die.
Also, he was, like, tripping all of the balls when he said that.
Then you refused to give Lingard a lethal injection. That's fair. After the chaos, Lingard told you where AJ is located. He's kind of the worst.
I kind of like him as, like, he's, like, bordering comic relief character, just because of how, it's like, yeah, this is the guy who is a doctor, which means, in theory, he should be pretty smart, and yet, like, half the time you run into him, he's, like, high or, you know, abusing some sort of drug or medication, and he's just completely off his rocker.
Conrad died because I just can't. You coached Francine through Conrad's poker game. Then, when Gabe threatened Conrad, you convinced your nephew to load his gun. Later, you shot Conrad in the tunnel after he threatened Gabe's life. It's hard to agree with him in that scene. It's so hard.
It really is. Like, he's not a bad character. He's well written throughout the rest of it, but it's like, yeah, if you're gonna pick either, like, a guy you've seen on screen for 20 minutes, or the little girl you've been protecting since literally the first episode of the first season, it's gonna be a little hard to side with him.
Right? Jesus! When you met him, you trusted Jesus and didn't bind his hands. Amen. Then you promised Jesus to always do the right thing in helping Richmond survive. I may or may not have been lying to try to flirt, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Lastly, you promised Jesus you would help lead Richmond. If leading Richmond brings Jesus back to Richmond, I will do it.
Yeah, that's fair. I love him as a character. He's great. No changes need to be made. He's perfect as is. Leave him like that.
You told Joan the new frontier was to blame for Mariana's death, because they were.
Yeah, they
Their
were.
plan to expose Joan failed. I'm not entirely sure how to make that succeed entirely. Eventually, you shot Joan. She deserved it. She had it coming.
Yep.
Clint kicked you out of Richmond for stealing gas. Then you rejected Clint's deal to leave Richmond peacefully. Genuinely, currently Clint's whereabouts are unknown. We tried. He was a decent enough guy.
Yeah. He was definitely not the most villainous character of this season by a long shot.
He was the only person that was genuinely trying to do the most right by the most people.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you stand with David on the ledge? 8% of players disappointed David.
Yeah, I know most people picked that in the original run as well. And it's like, the little speech he gives is slightly different, like when you're standing up there with him, it's just like, he's just saying like, there's a war going on down there and I should know what to do because I'm a soldier and that's all I've ever been and that's all I'll ever be.
Yeah, I think I did that last time.
You did.
And it was alright. What did you say to David about Kate? 50% of players denied having a relationship with Kate, but David didn't believe you. 53% of players confessed your love for Kate. 28% of players can clean about your relationship with Kate. I think that's the option, because there was the that was Kate's feelings option. There was the I love her option. There was the say nothing option, and then there was the I never touched her option, which is valid, and then can clean about your relationship with Kate, which is we didn't do anything. But I feel like this is also kind of weird because, again, it just depends on how many people accepted her confession of love or denied it.
Those numbers will always be skewed based on the original demographic if one side is skewed towards one way or the other. And I don't think it fell 50-50. I think majority does say yes.
I think, yeah.
What I remember. It's not like insane, like 90%. I think it's probably like a 65-35 split, like something like that.
I wanted to say it was like 70-30, but I don't know. Something like that.
Could be.
2% of players said nothing. Did you fight David back? 63% of players showed your love for David even as he took his anger out on you.
Yeah. And for the record, that means that they said I love you every single time. If you fight back at all, then you're going to get dropped into that other part of the demographic.
Did you go after Gabe or Kate? 35% of players went after Gabe. 64 went after Kate.
People really didn't like Gabe. That's fair. You know what?
Valid,
That's acceptable.
Well, and if most of them have entered a romantic relationship with her, then I can understand why.
And depending on like how much people knew about the game, or like we're playing this due to its re-release again, like if their Clementine was gonna go after Gabe and they didn't care about David, they're like, yeah, Gabe's already gonna be fine. I know he's gonna survive, so I'll go help Kate.
Yeah, because there's 4 options there. So.
Yep.
Clementine, come along with you. 46% of players, Clementine went up. So it's got to be fairly easy, like, whatever it is that makes her go with you.
Yeah, and like, it's funny because now that I think about it, the lowest odds are that Kate dies because the only way for her to die outright shown on screen is for Clementine to come with you.
Yeah.
Because if she doesn't come with you, then either you or Clementine, one of the two of you is going with Kate, and at the very least she's going to have an unknown status.
Yeah.
Which also means that in that scenario that Gabe will absolutely survive.
Alright.
I think there's a little bit more. I think it has like what your Clementine turns out to be like, yeah.
A trusting fighter. I am going to cry at the phrase your Clementine. It hurts my feelings. A trusting fighter. When tragedy struck the Wellington community, Clementine had only seconds to grab her friend Kenny's hat before she and AJ were forced back on the road to fend for themselves. In her short time with the new frontier, Clem showed hope and courage. And yawns. Trusting in others, but looking out for AJ first and foremost. When Javier and David fought at the water tower, Clem remembered a similar fight long ago. She took control of the situation by putting a gun to David's head, stopping the violence before it escalated. Once David left in the truck with Gabe, Clem honored her commitment to those loyal to her in choosing to follow her friend Javier's lead. So I guess it's like a certain number of choices that you make that align with her. So I think like that one time with the doctor was the only time that I didn't align with her.
I believe that is correct, of like the not injecting the thing into him and not letting her do it presumably as well. I'm gonna check really quickly and see if I can find, because I think there's like 5 or 6 different Clementines you can get.
Something like that.
Obviously there has to be at least 2. Oh crap, is there a second again? There it is. Okay. No. Fucking phone screen.
Honestly, best character. Best character. Every season.
I suppose contains mature content. It's about a zombie game. I would expect that.
I'm sure hope so.
Oh wow, there's a lot here. Oh my god. Oh my god, okay. That's probably pushing 30.
Oh my god.
Okay, that's not what I expected. So the 4 choices that determine it are, the first one is the Season 2 ending, which is determining whether you're going with Kenny, Jane, by yourself, and whether or not you stay at Wellington. So that's 4 of the options. No, I don't need to view the application. Please go away. Now I have to wait for Reddit to reload.
Thank you, Reddit.
Appreciate it.
Helping.
Fine, if it will make you go away. Yeah, I want that. Now we get to go back, and we get to go forward.
Spectacular.
Oh my god. It was letting me read it fine a second ago, and now it's like, nope, you gotta...
Do we want to try to pull it up on the computer instead? I could probably pull it up on the laptop.
Yeah, I might as well just do that, it'll be faster.
Okay, what did you Google?
I typed in The Walking Dead: A New Frontier. Clementine...
Outcomes?
If it will... Yeah, outcomes, I believe. Yep, outcomes. And it should be the first Reddit post.
All possible Clementine outcomes in A New Frontier. 4 choices that determine it. Season 2 ending. Whether you go with Kenny, Jane, alone, or stay in Wellington. Injecting AJ or putting down the syringe. Saying goodbye to AJ or spitting in David's face. Accepting or refusing Ava's deal. So here's the list. For Wellington endings. So these are ones that I could have gotten.
Yes.
A balanced thinker. If you refuse the... Hang on. Sorry. Okay. If you refuse the deal, if you put down the syringe, or if you spit at David, it's a balanced thinker. If you refuse the deal, inject AJ, and say goodbye to AJ, it's spirited and assured. If you refuse the deal, inject AJ and spit in David's face, it's a determined survivor. Objective above all, you accept the deal, you drop the syringe, and you spit in AJ's face. And no, oh my god.
Yeah, please don't
in
do
David's face. I'm having a stroke. A merciful gunslinger accepts the deal, drops the syringe, and says goodbye to AJ. Uncompromising, unstoppable, unbitten, which is awesome. Refuses the deal, drops the syringe, and says goodbye to AJ. A trusting fighter which was what I got, accepts the deal, injects AJ, and says goodbye to AJ. And loyal to the end, accepts the deal, injects AJ, and spits at David. Whew. So,
like I said, there was a lot more options than I thought. Yeah. I was thinking, maybe that many total, and it's like, no, that was just for the Wellington choices.
Yeah, because there's so, yeah, that's insane. Do we want to read all of them?
I would say just read the titles for each, maybe not necessarily all the different options.
I don't know that I can say all of those words.
Do you want me to switch?
No, I got it. So with Kenny, you can get Enlightened Combatant, a Free Spirit, a Survival Strategist, an Apocalyptic Humanist, Fierce but Forgiving, Bruised but Not Broken, a Graceful Gunslinger, or a Family-Oriented Fighter. And then with Jane, you could get an Empathetic Soul, a Renewed Soul, a Survival Warrior, a Realist in the Chaos, a Sympathetic Sharpshooter, a Hardened Survivor, Strong Through Solidarity, a Dedicated Friend, or with the Alone, you can get an Apocalyptic Philosopher, a Liberated Warrior, a Survival Expert, Selfless and Sure, an Apocalyptic Protector, Tough as Nails, a Reformed Loner, and a Committed Caregiver.
Yeah. And I think you got Hardened Survivor on your other playthrough because you had Jane with you. Or no, because you went alone.
No, I went alone. I think I refused
You did
the
say
deal.
Goodbye. I know that.
Yeah,
you
I
definitely
refused
did.
the deal. I think I injected him. and I said goodbye. So it would have been like a liberated warrior or something. Because that's refuse, reject, and goodbye. So I think I did a liberated warrior.
Yeah. That sounds right.
Yeah.
So yeah, there are a lot of different possible combinations. That was a lot more than I expected.
But man, I love her. She's fantastic.
And I think there's the post-credit scene too. Because it's got that really badass scene of her just like taking out walkers one by one and she's saying like, I won't stop till I find him.
Oh yeah. The boots. She really dead ass did not need a single one.
No.
Look at her.
She really didn't need that many. Like, she kind of needed a little bit of coddling in season 2, but like by this point, nah.
God damn. Clementine's story will continue.
Man, if only Telltale knew how that worked out for him.
Yeah.
Though The Walking Dead wasn't their problem. The problem was they did so well with season 1 that they invested too much money into too many different franchises. That's what screwed them over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the Batman Telltale and
The Wolf Among Us. Which they were all good. They just didn't make enough money to justify making the game. That's the problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get more into that specific discussion of Telltale, and ultimately Skybound is actually the people that finished the game.
Mm-hmm.
Telltale only did the first 2 episodes of the final season.
I remember. And there was a while where we didn't think it was going to get finished.
Yeah, because it got finished with like a bare bones team. I think it was like less than 20 people.
Yeah.
Which is not a lot for a video game these days. That might have been a lot for a video game back in like the 80s.
Especially with animation like this.
Yeah.
Like, there's not. There's some really good scenes here that look absolutely gorgeous. I'm a little bit sad that they went towards the more, like, grungy... Well, okay, let me finish my sentence and then I'm gonna go back. I'm kind of sad that they went towards the more, like, grungy kind of... It's not monotonous, but it's, like, not super, like, colorful. It's not super pretty.
Yeah.
But also, on the other hand, if you consider it, the last one was literally from the viewpoint of a child, and this one is from the viewpoint of an adult that's seen the gritty things, that's seen the awful things. And so I kind of get it.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of the disillusionment. It's kind of, you know, whatever. But also at the same time, there were some gorgeous scenes from season 1 and season 2.
Yeah.
But particularly season 2. There were just some fantastic scenes that just looked gorgeous. And I don't feel like we had as many here, just because so much of this is like this colored and, you know.
And I will say that's probably one of the big knocks against 4 is like a lot of stuff, particularly for backgrounds, is colored the same. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, they are working with a bare bones team. And it's like, if they've got to drop something, and it's either like the gameplay, the voice acting, the writing, or the backgrounds... Please drop the backgrounds, because that's not a big deal in the grand scheme of things. I would rather the writing finish strong and the story finish strong. And if everything else has to fall by the wayside, then everything else has to fall by the wayside.
Exactly.
And the gameplay in 4 is still pretty strong. Like I said, it's kind of a blend of how 1 and 2 are, and then how 3 is different. Like, there's a lot more of hitting Q and E rather than aiming and shooting, but there's a lot of sections with bow and arrow in 4. So, like, there is still, like, pointing and clicking. So, I feel like 4 is a pretty good blend in that regard.
Yeah, I was going to say, there wasn't a lot of pointing and clicking here. There were a lot where you would have, like, multiple shots that you would just do Q, Q, Q,
or just a bunch of E's. Yeah.
It was pretty interesting. I will say, I feel like Javier was an unbelievable shot in this. Like, he hardly missed, and it was good that he didn't miss, but...
Maybe that just carried over from, like, his baseball skills, because, I mean, you have to be able to not just throw well as a shortstop, but you have to be able to aim at first base, and if you miss, then, you know, that could potentially cost your team the game and cost you several $1,000s, if not more.
Yeah, I guess. So. Especially if you're betting on yourself.
Yeah, that too. Forgot about that. Yeah, 4 will be interesting to watch, because that's going to require the most defense on my decisions of playing through 4. There's a lot of really weird similarities between my brand and also that particular game. Where it's like, yeah, that is a weird coincidence, but, like, that's been my brand since 2009, and this game came out after. I realize that's weird, though. You're right. It's really weird.
That's valid.
Yeah. I know I'm going to get looks from everybody in chat when a certain character pops up, and it's like, nope. To quote Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridged, it's not him.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I am very excited to see particular reactions. Like I said, I think the writing in 4 is very good. I think all the characters are... Even, like, the minor characters are written pretty well. There's, like, 1 or 2 that, like, don't really have any relevance to the story, but, like, they're just background characters,
I mean,
so it's fine.
The
The characters that are supposed to be important are good. Like, you're not stuck... It's not, like, a case of, like, oh, I'm stuck with Gabe and Kate this time around. Like, the people that you're with, you actually want to be with.
Good.
They're all, like, all of them are good, honestly. Like, I'm trying to think if any character, like, that are in the main cast just don't pop out. I think there might be one, and I think it's a lot of people don't like that character, but I've appreciated them more the more and more I've watched other people play. And it kind of falls into that category of, like, very naive but has a really good heart at the same time, but super naive.
I'm kind of excited.
To the point where it's like...
Characters.
Yeah.
I'm kind of excited to meet all of them. I think it'll be interesting, at the very least.
I am curious to see what you will do for the decisions, because I will say that... I'm not going to say the decisions mattered more in this one, like in 4, than they ever do, but most of them do not feel as their illusion of choice.
That's good.
Which is nice.
There were a lot of illusion of choice ones in this one.
Yeah.
Like, because I remember, like, 4 significant ones in Season 2, and I feel like there were a lot more of them in this one.
2 was particularly bad about that, and even when it was, like, technically not illusion of choice, it was like, oh, you can save Alvin, but he's gonna die next chapter anyway, and, like, he's gonna have 2 speaking lines.
Yeah.
So it's not technically, like, a full illusion of but thou must, but it might as well be, based on the impact it has. Keeping Nick alive was the same way.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and I guess that's the downside with that size of a cast, but it's like in Season 1, it didn't feel like there was just 2 to 3 characters that mattered and everybody else was just there. And in Season 2, it's like, it's very much Kenny, Jane, Clementine, sort of AJ at that point. But, like, with Season 1, like, Lee, Carly, Lee, Carly, Clementine, Kenny, Duck, Lily, Larry, like, there's more than just the 2 or 3, and everybody else is just kind of around them.
It can be really hard to do ensemble stories and not wind up, you know, basically pushing a character off to the side.
Yeah, put them on a bus.
They did so well in Season 1. They did so well with that in Season 1.
Yeah. I gotta wonder what they thought, like, where specifically they thought they were gonna go, and how that varied from where they ended up.
Right? Although probably they didn't anticipate that, you know.
I mean, I'm thinking, like...
Bare Bones crew.
Yeah, I would be, like, thinking, like, even with or without Bare Bones, like, if Telltale ran the thing from start to end, like, how would it vary from Skybound's? But I love Skybound's ending. It's... It falls into a really weird literary category for me, which we'll get to when it ends, which... I'm not going to say it's divisive, but I could see how it could be divisive.
Oh my god, is Clem gonna die?
No, I'm referring to something else.
Okay, good. I would not be able to handle it if Clem died. Like, I just... it's been too long. I'm too attached. At this point, I just can't. I can't. Man.
I'm trying to think if I should tease anything about 4 now. Season 4.
You can if you want to. You don't have to, though.
We'll set it off on a cliffhanger. Somebody you thought was dead will be coming back.
Oh. There's a lot of people.
There's a lot of people, yeah. And it can be, even though I said we did all the characters that you didn't hear because this is the end of their story, I could have been lying about that. It can be anybody from seasons 3, 2, or 1. But I will say it's not anybody from the Michonne DLC, because that was like a completely standalone thing.
Yeah. I mean, I was gonna say like
that'd be cool if Michonne showed up, but it's not gonna happen.
It'd be amazing, but
I'd be down for
unfortunately,
watching
she's a
that.
part of the actual show now, and we
It still
can't
is.
steal her.
Yeah.
So, regrettably,
That'd be amazing to watch like Michonne Clementine.
dude,
fighting
right?
back to back. That'd
Just
be pretty
them
sick.
kicking ass and taking names. That's a show that I want. Like,
You want strong women of color? There you go, right there. That's all you
Yes.
needed.
Yes, that's just women supporting women. Like, oh,
There you go.
so
Done.
good. Like I watched.
Let's face it, we sure can't rely on Andrea for that.
Right? I watched the Black Widow movie this weekend, and there's a couple scenes where she's just kicking ass with other, it's her air quote sister and air
Yeah.
quote mother. Oh, it's so good.
Amazingly
So good. Man, we love to see that in this house. Spectacular.
So depending on how much time you have tomorrow, we could do season 4 if you want. But that is up to you.
Potentially.
I believe season 4, and I'll double check. I think it's only 4 episodes long. I do not think it's 5.
Well, I could go to the definitive menu, right?
True.
Okay, I'm sure. Because it wouldn't spoil if I just go to the menu, right?
No, it's just gonna show pictures,
Surely
like
not.
maybe of some of the characters, but it's like, oh, this character exists. Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, you might want to look away and have me double check. Because if it does spoil that character, while that would be hilarious,
I am turning away.
it would be hilarious, but it would not be very helpful. Of course, now the problem is I have to sit through this loading screen.
Tragic.
Any minute now.
Drum roll, please.
That's gonna be a long ass drum roll.
It's going to be a long.
I'm not even getting like the loading wheel yet, man.
Oh my god.
Oh, there it goes. Finally.
Think about life in general, you know.
Oh, I can't do it yet. Well, wait, maybe I can. Is it gonna let
When
me?
the dead started walking, I was small and alone.
Yeah, it's trying to play season 4.
Ah.
So I will go to exit game. Yeah. Oh well.
Did it say how many episodes?
No, it just like immediately kicked the game off.
Nope.
So I was like,
You didn't need to
yeah,
know.
not doing that.
You didn't need to know. It's
Look it up. I'm like 95% sure it's 4 episodes.
Can you look up playtime too, or like average playtime? Just so we can
Yeah.
estimate.
Yeah, 4 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, now let's see. Phone, if you would be so kind as to not do whatever you're doing.
No, it does what it wants.
Check something else real quick. So it does seem to be accurate. Because they gave me a number and I was like, that seems like it's too long, so I was checking a new frontier and comparing it with our playtime, but that does seem to be accurate.
That's fair.
Because the New Frontier, it says, so I can go back up to it,
And
is about 7.5 to 8 hours. And it's
yeah,
like,
we've
yeah.
been playing since about 2.
Yeah. Then that's not quite right, because that would be, like, we had, like, the pauses and intermissions, so it's probably closer to 7 hours.
Mm-hmm.
But it was also a game we'd played before.
We also talked for periods of time in between, like, after each episode, and we've been talking for about 20 minutes now.
Yeah, that could definitely be part of it. I'm going to go back and check. When focusing on main objectives, the final season's about 10 hours in length. If you're going to do 100%, it takes about 13.5 hours to complete.
Good God.
There's collectibles in the game, but they don't actually, like, they just give you, like, little flavor text things. It's basically the area you're in, you can find, like, little collectibles, and then you can display them in your room, and then you can view the collectibles.
So each episode is, what, like 2.5 hours?
Yeah, about 2.5 to 2 hours.
Yeah, I don't know that we'll 100% it with the collectibles, but...
Ooh, but we could get halfway through and then leave it on a cliffhanger, and you could try to figure out who comes back. That would be fun.
Oh, God.
Leave it on a cliffhanger.
Give me anxiety.
Yay. Yeah, we might end up doing that.
We shall see.
But in the meantime, thank you all for watching, and we will see you all... I mean, I will definitely see you tomorrow, whether we stream Walking Dead or not. I will try to stream something else tomorrow, provided that I am no longer dead. But thank you all for watching, and until next time, don't get eaten by zombies.
Noms.